Hey everybody. I wanted to go through today something I feel is important, and it has to do with what Fannie Mae is doing come April 1st of this year, 2011. They've raised prices, they're raising them again, but what's interesting to me is that 740 FICO score is no longer acceptable. It's not good enough. It doesn't matter what credit score you have, it's not good enough for Fannie Mae. So let's get right to it.
We're going to run through on April 1st the changes that Fannie Mae is making, and unfortunately it's going to jack up the prices of a lot of mortgages. I think you're going to be surprised here. What we're looking at is a loan level pricing adjustment chart. LLPA is what that is. Fannie Mae periodically will go through and reevaluate the risks on loans. They will charge someone who has had a lower FICO score, lower credit, than someone who has better credit. The higher your loan to value, the less equity you have, well, you're going to get a different price than somebody who has a lot of equity. It makes sense to do it that way. It's actually fairly recent that they started. They've always had the LLPAs, but mostly for property types. For example, an investment property is considered a higher risk, so they would have a loan level price adjustment on that. That usually was anywhere from 1.5% to 3%. But these sort of changes are fairly new. So looking at the chart, we've got the gray area here. That's what's going on right now, or before March 31st. Depending on when you're listening to this thing. The yellow down here is actually what's happening after April 1st. These are the big bad changes. So I want to take a quick scenario here. Let's assume you've got just a little bit less than 25% down. Okay? We're going to also assume that you've got a greater than 740 FICO. So that's pretty darn good credit. No blemishes, you've managed your credit right, you don't have any credit cards maxed or anything like that. So pretty good credit. So looking at the LLPA chart, Fannie Mae is not going to charge you anything more. Well, that makes sense because, gee, great down payment, almost 25%, greater than 740 score, why charge any extra? Come April 1st, you've got a 0.25% hit. 0.25%. Now, that's from zero. So 0 to a quarter, you're going to be charged more on a 740 FICO score. Okay, a lot of you are saying, okay, Mike, what the heck does that mean? So let's talk about really what this thing is going to cost you. We're going to assume you've got a greater than 740 FICO, less than 25% down payment, so 24.99. We are going to assume that you've got $200,000 loan amount. I just sort of made that up. The chart we just looked at shows a 0.25% hit. So here's how you recalculate it, actual dollars. Loan amount times LLPA equals extra cost. 200,000 loan amount, 0.25 for the LLPA, it's $500. You've got a 740 plus score, almost 25% down. They're going to charge you $500 extra. And I know people are saying, gosh, Mike, it's $500. It's not that big a deal. That's perfect credit. So I was a little bit surprised at that. All right, let's go through a couple more scenarios. We've got a little less than 15% down, 720 to 739 FICO this time. That's fairly decent credit. You know, maybe you've got a little card that's a little bit too high, or maybe you've got some gas cards on there that are lower grade credit cards or whatnot. But still, decent file. You charging zero. Well, you guessed it. Some of you guys looked ahead. I know it. A 0.5% difference. Now let's go back through and calculate. $200,000 loan amount. We're just making that up, of course. Times a half equals $1,000. You're going to get charged $1,000 more on this loan. That's crazy to me. One more scenario here. Got a little less than 10% down. This time, we're going to go with a little lower score, 700 to 719. You got a few credit cards maxed or so, but you've never really been late. Maybe there was a 130-day late or so. Now, currently, you're getting charged that 0.5. Remember, the 0.5 is $1,000. Now, check this out. Now, you're getting charged 1%. Now, that's $2,000. You have doubled the cost. That's with the 719 FICO score. And that's pretty decent credit. not a huge equity line there. I mean, you don't got a lot, but if you follow the chart down, even if you were putting 20%, well, almost 20% down, little less than 20% down, that you're still getting charged that 1%. So that's raising from that half to one. So keep your credit clean. One of the most important things you can do now. FICO scores were never supposed to come in and rule the mortgage world. I was actually doing loans before there were FICO scores, believe it or not. But it is what it is now. I'm here to help you out. So keep your FICOs clean. Keep them as high as you can. Save up down payment. Hopefully you got a lot of equity in your home. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. Little education. Don't forget to write Congress on all the crazy stuff that they're doing. They actually do listen, believe it or not. So let me know if you have any issues.